So, today I am going to talk about body positivity. When I was younger, I was kind of forced to diet a lot. And if you look back at old photos of me back when I was around 17 years old, I actually was pretty thin. Um, my mom was pretty crazy. Um, but unfortunately, I really had no recourse. At the time I was homeschooled, but I actually didn't want to go to school. So banning homeschooling and dragging me by my ears, kicking and screaming into school would not have been a good solution because I didn't want to go to school. And it wouldn't have been the best solution for me because it only would have made my depression far, far worse. Um, but I do remember that when I did my first consult with Jenny Craig, I was overweight by literally 1 pound. So I was accepted into their program. And I know to a degree what it's like to be treated like a fat person because I was treated that way to a degree for a pretty good chunk of my adolescence and a little bit of my young adulthood. Um, I remember one of my last consults with Jenny Craig before I walked out on them furiously. Um, was, I was talking with my manager, and she was like, "Well, is there anybody's eye you would like to attract?" And I said, "No, because I'm asexual. And even though I'm pan-romantic, I'm kind of, I'm a lot like an aromantic person." And so I said, "No." And she was like, "Well, what about your friends?" And I said, "Well, my friends don't judge me based on my looks." And thank God that was true. I had Jason, I had Nikki, and they didn't judge me based on my looks. So, she said, "Well, you're lucky." And so there was that. And I remember when I went to LA Fitness for a consult because my mom wanted both of us actually to do some kind of fitness program there. They took my BMI and they found out that my BMI made me technically obese. And they immediately assumed that I didn't know how to eat healthy. They assumed that I didn't exercise that well. They just treated me like this really fat person. And it was crazy. It was absolutely bonkers. So luckily, I kind of managed to weasel my way out of that because my mom lost motivation and we stopped going after a while, thank God. But another example of my mom being crazy is that one time, and this stands out in my memory, I was at my DBSA support group, and back when we met in real time, this was way before the pandemic, obviously. Um, they used to serve cookies as a refreshment after after the support group meeting ended. And I took one cookie. Now this was a very small cookie. This was like an animal cracker. And I took one and ate it. And my mom heard somehow that I'd eaten a cookie, and she gave me the riot act. She said that me eating cookies was just like me doing alcohol or drugs. Um, so that's an incident that stands out in my memory. So I sympathize a little bit with fat people because I know what it's like. Luckily, my mom kind of had this realization, and that is that we were driving through Texas, and my mom, I was in some other room. I think I was reading. My mom was talking to my stepdad's cousin, and my mom, this is what she told me. I didn't witness this myself, but my mom was going on and on and on about how horrible the obesity crisis is and what a problem obesity in America is and how terrible it all is. And cousin Tom just kind of looked at her and said, "Well, Americans are big." And a light bulb kind of went off in my mom's brain, and she stopped being so crazy after that. She did force me to diet after that for a while, but when I finally turned 18 and put my foot down, she she didn't insist on her own way, and yeah, um she pretty much has been okay with my weight ever since. So this story has a happy ending. So, since I mentioned in this video that I'm asexual, my next video is going to be about whether asexuals are queer. Bada boom! So if you like this video, please subscribe, please like. Yeah, thank you.